Some moments in life shine so brightly that even the strictest walls of discipline begin to soften. It doesn't matter how rigid the rules are or how serious the uniform looks. Kindness has a way of slipping through the cracks, touching hearts in ways no one expects. And that's exactly what happened one quiet afternoon outside Buckingham Palace, when a moment of pure human connection broke centuries of protocol and reminded everyone watching that compassion is stronger than tradition. People gather every day to watch the sharp, perfect movements of the royal guards. They are famous for their stillness, their silence, and their discipline. But nobody knew that today would be different. Today, something would reach them in a way no order or command ever could. A moment so gentle, so unexpected, that it would melt even the sternest expression. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to StorySphere, and don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more powerful and inspiring stories to life. The story begins with a woman named Sarah, a tourist from Boston, who was visiting London with her 8-year-old son, Ethan. Ethan had always been fascinated by soldiers. He loved their uniforms, their precision, and the sense of pride they carried. But Ethan was different from most kids. Born with a mild neurological condition, he struggled with confidence and often felt invisible in a world that moved too quickly for him. For months, he had practiced a small salute at home, dreaming of the day he would stand in front of a royal guard. When they arrived at the palace, the crowd was thick, cameras were everywhere, and the guards marched with their usual flawless rhythm. Ethan watched with wide eyes, holding his small paper British flag, gripping it so tightly his fingers trembled. He whispered to his mom, "Do you think he'll see me?" Sarah smiled, brushing his hair gently, but deep down she knew the chances were slim. Royal guards never break character. Not for photos, not for handshakes, not even for children. But something about Ethan caught the attention of one particular guard. Maybe it was the way the boy stood so still, trying to imitate the soldier's posture, or the way his eyes glowed with admiration. For a brief second, the guard's eyes shifted. He noticed the small boy saluting him with all the courage he could gather, and then it happened. The guard, breaking every rule that demanded silence and stillness, paused his march. Slowly, with a calm dignity that stunned everyone around, he lifted his hand and returned Ethan's salute. The crowd gasped. Phone stopped recording, and Ethan, he froze. A second passed before his face lit up with the brightest smile his mother had seen in years. Tears filled Sarah's eyes. For Ethan, it wasn't just a salute. It was proof that he mattered, that he was seen, that even the strictest traditions could make room for a child's hope. But the moment didn't end there. Another guard quietly leaned forward, not to speak, but to allow Ethan to see his uniform up close. Ethan's small fingers brushed the edge of the red coat, and for a moment, all the rules of protocol disappeared. It was just a child and a soldier, sharing a kindness that neither of them would forget. The video of the moment spread quickly online. People from across the United States commented, sharing how deeply the scene touched them. Veterans wrote messages about how small gestures can change a child's life. Parents shared stories of their own children who struggled to feel seen. And amidst all the chaos of the online world, one thing became clear: kindness is universal. It crosses borders, uniforms, and traditions. A few weeks later, Sarah received an email from the palace. It wasn't official or formal. It was simply a small note from one of the guards. He said he saw something brave in Ethan that day, something he wished more people noticed. Sometimes, he wrote, a little boy's courage deserves to be honored more than any protocol. The message brought Sarah to tears again. She printed it, framed it, and hung it in Ethan's room. Every time he looked at it, he stood a little taller. In a world that often feels harsh and rushed, that single moment reminds us that kindness isn't weakness, it's strength. And sometimes the most powerful impact comes from breaking the script, stepping out of tradition, and choosing humanity instead. If one guard could change a child's life with a single gesture, imagine what we all could do with just a little more kindness. Let this story be a reminder that compassion doesn't need permission. It just needs a willing heart and the courage to act, even when no one expects it.